everyone, and welcome back to May Mission Madness. And today we are going to be covering Dead Reckoning, Part 1.
Wow! It's Dead Reckoning. We're
It's
calling
Dead
them Dead
Reckoning.
Reckoning and Final Reckoning.
Yeah.
I refuse to subscribe to this Part 1 bullshit.
I know. Which is really awkward because they can't change it in the actual movie now. Because it just
Yeah.
says Part 1 in the movie. I'm like, ooh. Which this cemented that Part 1s don't work anymore.
Yeah, we just need to not do that. But
Yeah.
I like this movie. I think this is one of the better ones to me.
I like that this is a good mixture of the first movie and Fallout / Rogue Nation.
I very much agree.
This does bring back a lot of it brings back Kittredge, obviously.
Yes.
But
Right.
the ending takes place on a train. A lot of this movie isn't just entirely big action. A lot of it is this paranoid thriller of we are constantly being watched and all of our moves are being planned by every possibility.
Yeah.
I love the concept of the villain in this movie.
Yeah, the entity is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I remember hearing that when this movie came out, people said, "Oh yeah, it's Tom Cruise versus God."
I think kind of.
It really is. In the ever continuing gassing up and dick stroking of Ethan Hunt in these movies, there's a line. Oh God, where is it? It's I think what's his name? Shea Wiggum has one where he just full out says a
master of infiltration, deception, sabotage, and psych warfare. For all intents and purposes, ladies and gentlemen, a mind-reading, shape-shifting incarnation of chaos.
And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, come on. But then again, he saved the world 6 or 7 times at this point, so I get it.
Yeah.
But it is funny that they just continue to do these weird ego strokings and the 7th movie in the franchise.
Yeah. The entity is awesome. I want to give a shout out to Palm Clementif, who I also love in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I'm generally a big Palm Clementif fan, but I think that she plays a really sick character here.
Yeah, I can also appreciate that they're in the moment in the franchise where they're just yeah, we can have weird side characters. Just weird freaks. She's just this weird jester all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. Why not?
No, she's awesome. I love her rage screams during the big car chase in this movie.
Oh yes, that's fun. Oh my.
Yeah.
That's really good. I mean, the more physical face of the villain is Isai Morales, who plays Gabriel, who I do think is pretty damn threatening.
Oh yeah, 100%. Spoilers if you haven't seen this movie. We're talking about spoilers. Oh, yeah, but he fucking shanks Ilsa in the throat, just straight out. They really build up that's not gonna happen. Mm-hmm. And then just full on knife to the neck. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, no, I was kind of bummed too, because I was like, oh man, I really like Elsa's character. And I was a little worried because I was like, why are they introducing Haley Atwell into this franchise as Grace? I'm like, okay, I mean, I get it, but I don't know why, if we have 2 females on screen, it's too much.
Well, shit, Palm Clementif is also a woman. Your brain must have been going haywire.
Good women.
Too many female protagonists, and Max starts losing his mind.
They need to get kicked out of the Burge.
Welcome back to the $1 million media experience with Joe Rogan.
Yep. No, but I was definitely thinking okay, because they were kind of playing up this flirtatious chemistry, and I was like, okay, I thought we were doing this with Elsa, but I guess he's just kind of a natural flirt. So okay, but then when they killed her off, I was like, okay, that's why they're doing this. And it also, then again, from a story-based reason, it also sets up the idea when Grace Haley Atwell at the very end of the movie has to go behind undercover. It sets up the idea that she can't really trust Ethan to make sure that she's safe.
Yeah,
because he let Elsa die, and he even says I can't promise you that I'm gonna make sure that you get out of this. I will do my best, but if this is gonna work.
People die.
Yeah. Which really does set up the stakes of I don't know if people are gonna make it out of this. There's moments where Benji has to go defuse a bomb just by answering all these questions, ultimately just for it to be one big I got you.
Yeah.
It is funny too because you joked, I think in the Rogue Nation or one of the videos where you said oh yeah, they eventually just get 2 hackers on the group. And I feel when you have a villain that is this AI entity, it does.
It justifies it.
Yeah, it justifies it. It makes the reason why they are doing what they're doing more important.
Yeah, no. I also want to shout out, this movie has awesome fight scenes. The one that I want to call particular attention to is there's a fight scene in like an alleyway that is like the most claustrophobic ass fight scene I have ever seen.
I know.
And it's so kick-ass.
Yeah, I love fight scenes in weird places because it allows the environment to be played up in various different ways, and like it's like two brick walls or like a brick wall and like a metal fence, so they have to figure out ways to like maneuver in this situation, and one has like a lawn pipe that they can't swing.
Yeah,
which is very fun.
Yeah, and it feels brutal too in a way that I did not expect from a Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah,
people get their heads slammed into shit.
Oh,
I'm like I was worried someone was gonna get their neck broken in that fight, like straight up.
Yeah, it's brutal. Like a lot of the fights in this are brutal. Like there's a moment in the trailer of this movie too that they made a big point of, like Ethan's just punching a guy in the head like repeatedly. I'm like, Jesus, okay.
Yeah.
All right, shit. Okay, Ethan.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's nothing to the point of the bathroom fight in this movie.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of good shit going on.
Oh, yeah. Like, especially with, again, with the Isai Morales, or Gabriel versus Elsa. Like, I thought a lot of cool moves were given to those two characters. Yeah,
Elsa has a fucking sword in that sequence.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, okay, we're at this point in the franchise. Sweet.
Yeah.
Again,
I did not expect her to pull out a fucking rapier. Like that was very unexpected. I want to talk about the big stunt in this movie because I have mixed feelings about it. So I think the big stunt in this movie is a very cool stunt that is not presented very well in the film. It's cool that Tom Cruise jumped off a mountain on a motorcycle. I think it is insane that they actually got him to do that part, and then they have him like conveniently land in the middle of the train where the bad guy is. It kind of blows the believability of the stunt.
I know that like people would hate that, but I kind of like it. I don't know.
I mean, it's fun, and it adds to Ethan's sort of like just flying by the seat of his pants.
Yeah.
And what I will say, the thing I love about that scene is that Ethan looks so confused. I like that this was not his badass action hero moment. He just looks like, oh shit, did I just land on a person?
Even leading up to the stunt, I love how like pissed off he is.
Yeah, it's so good.
Like he's like, I missed
I
the
don't know,
train.
can't you just jump?
Jump? I can't. Like it's too low. I can't pull my chute. How the hell am I supposed to do this? And Benji's just like, look, I don't know. Just fucking do it. Like, just at this point, I don't care. Like, you do it or you don't. I love that each of these characters at this point know he will do the ridiculous thing. But but Ethan himself doesn't want to do it. Like, he's like, no, I don't want to do these things. I just have to do these things.
Yeah. No, I love how exasperated Ethan is that he has to do this stunt that Tom wrote into the script. Like,
yeah, which is really funny because, like, again, like you talked about how, like, part of Ethan's power is that he's played by Tom Cruise. But in this movie, they kind of play with that a bit of, like, yeah, he's not, like, uber fucking god. Like, he just does shit for fun. The Mission Impossible 2 Ethan, which I'll keep going back to, would just do shit for fuck's sake and just do ridiculous stuff. But this is an Ethan who's like, I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah. It is his power and his burden to be played by Tom Cruise in this movie.
It's funny to watch. And another moment in the movie that I absolutely love, which we're backtracking a bit, but like there's an awesome car chase in this movie that they do a really cool way to like handicap the main characters.
Yeah.
Where
they're handcuffed together.
But they're handcuffed in a way where the car seats are like on the opposite sides, so they're like, oh shit. So she has to awkwardly lean over him, and he has to like figure out a way to like drive this car without, hurting her or hurting himself. Like, it's really fun, and it's super tense because again, Pom Klementieff is just in this big ass armored truck, and the police are coming after them too. Like, there's two really funny moments where he gets in when he gets in the car, he has to take a minute. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta figure this out. And she's like,
they do like a low-key premature ejaculation joke where he like pulls the Fiat out of the parking spot really fast. He's like, sorry, I'm just not used to them making them like that.
She's like, yeah, you're good. Don't worry, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
It happens.
That dynamic was so effortlessly funny.
Well, yeah, it's again like he's not afraid to poke fun at himself.
Yeah.
Which is weird because, like, it's Tom Cruise, and, like, he's very protective of his image, or at least his PR team is very protective of his image. Just look at the South Park scandal.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. Tom Cruise does not read to me like Vin Diesel or Dwayne The Rock Johnson, where he's, like, the type of guy where he has to win every fight. Yeah. He reads to me like he gets prickly when people accuse him of being, like, a bad dude IRL. I think he wants to do whatever the fucking movies because he just loves movies. Mm-hmm. Like, he is so Mr. Movies, like, as a person.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, look at the roles that he's done in the past. Like, you got Les Grossman from Tropic Thunder, where he was just playing a over-the-top movie executive, kind of parodying a little bit of Harvey Weinstein before the allegations.
Yeah. 100%, yeah.
And then you get, like...
Yeah.
I mean, he was in the fucking Mummy.
Yeah.
Like, this dude just likes doing movies. Like, he just wants to try new things out. And so, like, anytime he can, like, pull, like, different angles for the Mission Impossible movies, I don't know, it's just really funny. But just going back to that car chase, there's also another really funny moment where, like, they skid down the stairs and they roll the car over and they just magically, like, they awkwardly on different car seats, and they're like, what? How did that happen?
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous, but it works within the scene. Because, like...
Yeah.
Like, the car that they choose already is like a Fiat. It's like a small little Italian job car that's been souped up to do, like, crazy Mission Impossible stuff. Which, by the way, there's one funny little GIF that I love using, where it's Tom Cruise and Haley Atwell looking at the phone, and then I love what people will do is that he'll look at the phone and they'll just put some random fucking thing of what he's looking at, and then I've seen Letterboxd do it, a tweet, and then he just looks up. It's just such a perfect GIF, but, like, I don't know, it's like that whole car chase scene is just my favorite. It might be my favorite. I really like Rogue Nations, but, like, that one, the one in Dead Reckoning, just has a lot of fun character to it.
Yeah, like Ethan makes eye contact with the cops at one point, just like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I love it. And I know you're kind of hit or miss on the masks in these movies.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is the first movie in a while to actually do some creative, fun stuff with the masks. Or do some fun character stuff. Like, it's not one of the main team having to do the masks. It's a new girl having to do it. And, like, I love the way Vanessa Kirby has to play Haley Atwell playing her. So she just makes her own, like, villainous things, like, super over the top. Just like, what do you mean? Like, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And
this movie has such a classic charm. That stuff that Steven Spielberg probably calls movie magic, right? Like, this movie has it in droves.
Oh, yeah.
It feels so alive and delightful because of stuff like that. It's just so wonderful.
It has its own little charm that the other films don't really have. But it also has, again, this really cool paranoid thriller element of, like, this entity being everywhere. Because I feel like with that, it's just, like, this overbearing presence in the film. And it has that weird, like, sound effect that they use every time it shows up. So to add this little bit of levity really makes this just more like I hate to be that guy, but a 4-quadrant film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I will be that person also and say that this movie has a classic Hollywood feel to it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
In a way that I really like.
Mm-hmm. I'll say this, the one negative that is about this film is that it is an incomplete film, or an incomplete story. But that's just the case with part ones. Like, I mean, that's the problem with Dune part one.
I don't know if I agree with that about Dune. I think the first Dune film stands on its own. TBH.
Okay.
I could get into that. This isn't a Dune review. I'm happy to talk to you more about that after we record.
Across the Spider-Verse, then.
Yes, Across the Spider-Verse is a great example. This movie does feel like there's still a lot to go, right? Like, they introduced the idea that Paris is, like, gonna betray Gabriel, and, like, so now she's kind of at risk of being killed, and that's, like, a plot element, right? Like, we don't really know what's gonna happen with the entity, but unlike Across the Spider-Verse, I watched this yesterday, as opposed to, several years ago at this point. So I have less problems because I can just go watch the conclusion of the story in, like, a week.
No, yeah.
Right?
Right. It's just like, it's just there. It's, like, so close. Like,
this is always what I've said about movies like this. Like, I've said this about Across the Spider-Verse, is I will think Across the Spider-Verse is one of the coolest animated movies ever once it's done.
Oh, yeah.
And I suspect I will feel that way about Dead Reckoning as well. I will think that this movie is awesome once the second half of it is, like, available.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the other thing that kind of is a bit of a negative, but it's not like a huge negative, I don't think the finale of this movie is as strong as I would want it to be.
I agree. I think the whole train sequence is a little bit overblown and patience testing at times.
It feels very repetitive at some moments. I'm like, okay, we're going to another car and another car. Like, what's the stakes in this one? And it just felt like, okay, it felt very video gamey at a point, but not in a
good way.
Although
I will say, I think the fight scene was what lost my interest, but I thought the climbing up the train as it falls down a cliff part was very cool. Okay. I felt like a lot of the set pieces they introduced there were fun. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm tired of fight scenes that take place on top of trains. It's been done so many times.
In this franchise.
In this franchise and in general in cinema. It's always the same song and dance. This movie does nothing to iterate on the formula.
I agree.
And I'm just tired.
No, that's fair.
That killed my interest, which is why I liked the climbing sequence more, because it felt like this was at least kind of something that I hadn't already seen a million times.
I don't know. I felt like I seen it only in that, like, this is the opening to Uncharted 2.
It is the opening to Uncharted 2. However, the opening to Uncharted 2 is awesome. You know, I'll give it to them.
No, I agree.
If you're going to copy something, that's a good thing to copy.
I don't know. I like where the movie ends off and just like, okay, now we gotta go find a submarine. I'm like, fuck it. All right. Can't wait. But yeah, it definitely feels like once the second part comes out, I'm going to be like, okay, this is going to be much more fun to watch the whole thing.
I was going to say, yeah, being able to watch it as one big film, I think is going to be like a peak experience.
Mm-hmm. I'm so looking forward to that. I've tried to stay away from trailers as best I can. I've seen a couple, but like, I'm trying not to like watch them over and over again. Because so far the trailers have just done a good job just kind of giving the overall vibe of what it is.
Right.
I mean, when you call it the final reckoning, I'm like, is this the one where they're gonna, kill people off? Like, is this Tom Cruise's last one?
I think they're gonna kill Ethan. We know that this is intended to be the ending of the franchise.
I mean, 8's a nice round number you can end a franchise off on.
It will be, at the very least, the last one that Tom Cruise does. Because he is getting too old to do these movies. Oh, yeah, straight up.
I think he wants to do more of what he started off doing, which is a lot of more dramatic roles. More if you're like, I mean, he did a movie called American Made, which is a bit more of showing his dramatic side. I mean, for fuck's sake, he at least in this new movie, he dangles himself out of a fucking biplane. I'm like, Jesus, dude.
I think with Top Gun Maverick being out and this being his last movie in the franchise, I think I agree. I think he's trying to go into those smaller roles.
Okay. I don't know. I'd be curious what they would do. I feel like this is a conversation for the final reckoning, but we'll save it for that. But no, yeah.
There is speculation before this movie comes out, which is when we were recording. Dead Reckoning is part 2, or Final Reckoning is not out at time of recording.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Ethan is not the main character of the original TV show. Technically, Jon Voight was supposed to be the main character of that first film, but they were like, no, we're going to switch it to this guy. So there's no clear, like, main character you can have. Like, there could be multiple IMF teams. Like, the thing about the original series is that it was more, like, traps and stuff, whereas the Tom Cruise series was just like, we're doing the big stunts. So it's like, okay, what do you do? Do you go back to, like, that small-scale paranoid spy thriller, or do you just double down on, like, we're doing crazy shit?
It'll be hard to say, but I'm excited to see. I'm excited to end off May Mission Madness with the final mission, ostensibly.
Damn. Stay tuned. I don't know when that video will be coming out. We'll try to see the movie as soon as possible. Get a recording out to you as soon as we can. I got a lot to do, a lot of editing, but like, I can't wait to cover all the movies that we plan on covering. Yeah, that's all we got to say. Have a good day. Bye.
This video will self-destruct in 3, 2, 1.